Hello everyone. Guess what? Tim's on his own channel this time. This is On the Narrow Path with Tim McHyde and Katrina McHyde this time, and Tim wanted to share some things that we have been learning in this process of immigration, and just some natural things that come up that we continue to work on our own repentance and stuff. So Tim wanted to share with us what it's been like for him, and something that came up that would be helpful for all of us to consider.
Well, you wanted me to share it.
Yeah.
I apologized to her yesterday after I kind of got angry with her over the morning rush that we were having. What happened was Caleb has a job, and he was on his third day of it, and we're having to drive him back and forth. It's a town 26 minutes away by the Google Maps, and Katrina's been doing it, and I've done it once or twice too, but she just assumes that she's going to do it. And I said, well, I'll drive tomorrow with you. You don't have to take both of the drives, but I'll take the morning, is what I told her. And we get up, and I told her, I decided that, I guess, and then I hadn't told you till the morning. Mm-hmm. So I told her in the morning while she's making her food, getting ready to go, I said, no, I'll take Caleb. I'm up now. I don't always sleep so good and get up when she gets up, but this time I did. And so I told her I'll do it, and then went on the computer to check some things while I was waiting for Caleb to be ready. And next thing I know, she's gone, and she goes out the door, and I'm hearing the keys jingling, and I'm hearing the door opening. I'm going, what is going on? I told her I would go, and sounds like she's going to the car. So I start yelling at her, hey, I said I'd go. Come on, what are you doing? And she says, oh, I didn't hear you. She comes back, and I was really angry because I had said it, and I really wanted to do the morning drive to help her out. So we get that settled, and I take Caleb, and we get there, and I get to see his work and everything, and come back. On the drive back, I realized, nothing like a drive to have time to reflect, and there's no traffic. It's nice. It's a nice drive between here and there. There's no traffic. It's good. And as I was reflecting on it, I realized that I was kind of being selfish. And that sounds crazy, that she was expecting to take two, shifts of riding him. Yeah.
Driving him, yeah.
And I decided to help her out with one of them. But I realized on the way back, thinking about that, the reason I got so mad was I didn't want her to take the morning one, because there's a chance with the later one that it could be really late. Who knows how late they're going to keep them. The place is open until 2 a.m. So I wanted to avoid that for myself. I was offering to help her in a way that's most convenient for me. That I'll do the morning one, and then I know I can go to bed at the regular time, and she can do the other one. And I was convicted on the way back about that, saying, yeah, I didn't ask her when I offered to help, what's best for you, because she has health problems and things going on for her. She might have felt better in the evening and worse in the morning, or vice versa. So really, it would have been ideal and most loving to say to her, I'd like to help. You don't have to take both of them. Let's figure this out, what's best. Instead, I just said, I'm going to help, but I want the morning shift. I called dibs, like a kid. And when I wasn't getting it my way because she didn't hear me and she went out the door, I was getting angry because I was out of control. I said I'd do it, and that's the one I want. So I was very convicted about that, and I came home and apologized to her because, this may sound very picky, like, oh, Tim, you're being too hard on yourself. You actually helped her in the end. You saved her one trip. Why are you beating yourself up and being so hard on yourself? Well, because I know better. I have all these teachings in the support team on what the Sermon on the Mount says. And the Sermon on the Mount talks about that you can give and you can love other people and have no reward for it. And what am I talking about? Well, if you go to Luke 6, it's very clear there. It's, Matthew 5, 6, and 7 is the Sermon on the Mount. Matthew 6, I think, is where it talks about it as well, about giving to people. And it says, what credit is to you if you help those that you love? Even the wicked do that, or even the unbelievers do that. They help those who they love, right? So they're just there's the point in Luke 6 is even clearer. It's saying, what credit is to you if you help those who help you back? You know, they're going to help you back, so you don't have any sacrifice in that. So God's not going to reward you the same. So what I was doing according to the rules of true love, the true highest ideal of love, is to do something when there's nothing in it for you, and you're not controlling how you give. I was I was giving to Katrina in a way that was convenient to me, so that I was sure not to lose any sleep, and that was good. But I got angry about it when I didn't get my own way. So it was like there was a selfishness to it coming out when you didn't hear me, and I felt really bad about that ugliness that came out. So as we go for these higher ideals, as we study what Yeshua said, and we actually think about these things, this is what will start to happen. You'll find that you'll get convicted and realize that you're not giving in the most selfish, selfless, faithful way. I mean, the highest way would be, Katrina, I want to help you. And, you know, if you're not feeling good or if you need a nap, just tell me how to help you. And she could say, take the morning, take the evening. And in faith, I know I'll get my sleep eventually. I'll get my needs met eventually too. Because that's how God is. He's going to, as you bless other people and love other people, He's going to take care of you as well. And you may have to sacrifice, you may have to suffer a little bit to help other people. But in the end, by faith, we know that you're going to be fine too. Your God's going to make sure it comes back on you. So this idea of giving to other people is something you can become aware of yourself. Are you giving to other people when there's something in it for you only? Or are you giving to people in a way that it has to be convenient for you?
Ulterior motives, right?
Or
you're giving in order to get something, hopefully, right?
You're doing it as a favor so you can get back a favor from them later.
Yeah.
We all do that. We all manipulate. We kind of behind the scenes manipulate the things so that we look like we're innocent and pure. We're just giving, but like we're manipulating and strategizing to get something later from that person.
We all do it. Like, okay, well, I do the dishes and I cook, so why can't you do this, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, when you bring that up, obviously you're not doing it for, you know, like as if you're serving Christ. You're doing it for, you know, can I get some help here? It's with attitude. It's not with a loving attitude. It doesn't have any love in it. We all do it to each other.
Or you do the cooking because you hate doing the dishes and you want to avoid the dishes at all costs.
Right.
So I'm doing the cooking and you guys have to do the dishes. Yeah. And that's what I need for protect my soul here. So I don't know. I hope it doesn't sound too harsh to people. But if you go to read, because sometimes you'll say these things or you'll see people do these type of approaches to their walk, and it'll sound like you're making it too hard on yourself. That's just don't do that, Tim, because now you're making me feel bad, and I don't think that's necessary that we have to be that picky about how we give. But if you read Luke 6 and Matthew 5, 6, and 7, he literally says, if you want to be least in the kingdom, then give in the way that other people give, expecting something in return. Do your works with that type of mixed motivation. But he says, if you want to be greatest in the kingdom, then go for the highest giving there is, where there's nothing in it for you. You're doing it actually with faith, not knowing how this is going to be repaid back to you through the person. In fact, you're pretty sure this person can't pay you back. He said that's the highest. Later on, he says, don't invite people to your feasts that can invite you back, that you know they can't, so that God will invite you someplace else, you know.
I would balance it out too, that it's about love your neighbor as yourself. So there's nothing wrong with saying, you know, I've got this much energy and I could give this much to be balanced, because when you take care of yourself and you learn how to consistently take care of yourself, then you can go longer in helping people out. When you like burn yourself out, then that can be a problem too. It's actually not loving your neighbor to burn yourself out. So there's a time to just communicate where you're at as well. So Tim is not necessarily saying every single time, like, you know, run your batteries and totally give everything.
I was feeling actually fine that day, so I could offer either. But yeah, in balance, don't guilt yourself. This is talking about a person who's completely capable of doing anything. They're healthy, they're not compromised, and they're just being a little bit selfish in how they're giving. So,
But even at that, the more that you try to give with something in your heart that's not pure, it really wears on you emotionally. It starts to drain you. It's like you feel more tired. You're trying to hold your back. Well, I want to only give you this much, and you kind of have that thing inside trying to put up boundaries all the time, and that I think really like drains you physically many times and emotionally. So, learning how to have a calmer reason for loving from a peaceful place really just makes it more enjoyable and makes it more pure. So.
I think I hear Zachary
Yeah,
coming. I think
Zachary's coming.
we're going to be photobombed any second.
Yeah, you're
But
used to
I want to
Zachary,
say
yeah.
the other thing is, if anyone feels like this is too harsh or too picky, then that's okay. But I did not have any self-loathing, or I didn't beat myself up about it. I felt the conviction in the car. I said, yeah, what would have been better next time is to offer to Katrina saying, I'd like to help you with the drive. You don't have to do both drives. I'm not really have anything planned this day that I can't help you. You don't have to take it all on yourself. Now, if I'm working on an article or I'm really doing a project, then I might want to do it in the morning, get it out of the way so I can focus the rest of the day and not have that, well, Caleb calling it, he calls all different times to say, I need to come pick me up.
This or
you don't know when he's going to call.
Yeah.
But the key was I didn't beat myself up. I said, yeah, I did do that offer to her in a kind of a selfish way to manipulate it for my benefit, for my convenience. But that's okay. I'm going to tell her how I feel and that, next time I want to do it better. And I apologize because I was so much trying to control the situation. I understood that's why I barked at her for going out the door without acknowledging that I had said I would take the morning drive. Because I was so selfish about, no, it's mine. I want the morning drive. And she didn't hear me. And I didn't even realize that's how selfish I was in the giving of it until the ride back and reflecting, well, that's why I was so angry. Because I was trying to control it.
And I didn't really even notice on my side. So when he apologized, I was going, okay, you're forgiven for something that I didn't even notice.
Of course. I forgive myself. She had nothing to forgive. And now the next time I'm going to be more aware that the best way when you're on the receiving end, because you notice these things, right? If someone's giving and it's kind of in a restricted way and you're trying to understand why and it's not clear and you don't feel really clean and good about it, but if someone says it to you, I want to help you, so which shift would you like me to take? Mm-hmm. Then this is completely from their heart and there's nothing in it for them. They really want to help me. So I know the difference, how it feels on that end. So for next time, I'm going to try to be in faith, offering no strings attached, no control needed. How can I help you?
Yeah.
And that would feel better, right?
Yeah, totally. Yep. So see, we do our own work and we practice. We get it wrong and we practice some more, and that's what a family is for.
And Zachary's taking my chair now.
Yeah,
He wants to sit down, so I'm going to give it to him. Instead of saying, it's mine, all mine. Come on, Zach.
Go ahead, you can sit here. So we had some clips that we took today. We had to work on some immigration things, and Caleb's boss wanted to meet Tim. She had already met me, so we brought in the whole family since we had immigration things on top of it. I put some clips here at the end for you to be able to enjoy seeing what our life is like here in Germany and the new things that are happening. So there's Caleb's job and stuff that I'm attaching at the end of this. And we hope this blesses you so that you can see life happens. It doesn't matter where you're at, life happens, and you practice, and it's okay to get it wrong and try again and keep learning while you're trying to walk the narrow path. So if this has encouraged you, please give us feedback. We'd love to hear from you either here on this channel, or you can get us at escapeallthesethings.com. Mm-hmm. And subscribe to the channel if you like. That way you know when we put new things up. And I think Tim will probably start coming and doing a few more of these with me.
If people encourage me and say, yeah, we like you on camera too. Someone said that already, but you have to get me out of my camera shyness.
So hint, hint. Subscribe and share these videos. on Facebook or wherever you'd like to for free. And also, click the bell if you want to as well, so it helps you know when we put new content up. So
I want to throw out one more thing though.
Yeah.
To make it extra clear. The reason that I was able to get that in the car drive is because I was not listening to anything. I don't try to put music on or try to listen to anything all the time. And that leaves you in a place where God can like whisper to you, and you can, or your conscience can reach you because you're staying slow and quiet. So that's one of the keys to be able to hear these things, catch these little convictions.
So don't stay mentally busy all the time.
It's really important to slow down and not fill your space always with information and entertainment and everything.
Set a watch once an hour and just take a few seconds to be very slow. And that can start to help you. It's very scary if you're used to having a busy life and a busy mind. It's very scary to not have anything to do for a few seconds.
And be alone with your thoughts. Yeah.
Right.
Those convictions can be scary if you can't practice seeing yourself as God sees you and saying, yeah, that could be better next time, but God's happy with me because I saw that and I want to improve it. And that's all he can ask. He's not asking for perfection.
Nope. Just keep practicing and say, yeah, I could do that better. And Father will say, yeah, and I'll help you.
There we go. That's the process. Yeah.
So we bless you. We bless you in your path of your own life situations happening. You see, it gets busy with us too. We just, do what we can while we're doing it. We're just living a life like you. So blessings to you all. Thank you for your time. And we really, our hearts are for you in your walk. This is a hard life because there's a lot of unlove there. And trying to love people when they're not loving to you is difficult, especially within your own family, right? Breaking those habits. But love them anyway. All right. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. We're in Caleb's new work. We came here just before immigration. So here's Caleb behind me right here saying, there he is. And here's Zachary. He came to say hi. And there is Tim drinking a delight. So this is where he's going to be working. A new place for him to work. One of the requirements for immigration. So this is great. We got a great job. And the boss wanted to meet all of us and say hi because Caleb is such a great person that she really loves him. So we all came together. So that's what's happening today, immigration and saying hi and picking up papers for his brand new job. I'll add on a teaching to this later, but just wanted to let you in on what's happening here and see a little part of our life. All right, Caleb's job is right here. And just right here, 180, where we're walking to right here, you can see this in this little area here is where I work. So everything's really close. It's really cool.